that.
I'd rather pick one when it comes to calmness.
Amazing.
Yeah.
How's work? You've been working nights, right?
Sundays.
Huh?
Sundays.
I mean Sunday.
Yeah.
Do you like working Sundays?
Yeah. There's no traffic in the morning when I'm going to work.
Oh,
Yeah.
amazing. How y'all doing? Y'all back?
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
Were you here last time?
No, first time.
But you were with them, right?
No.
I'm with this guy.
You were who?
This one. We're first time for both.
Oh, really? That's your boyfriend?
We're
Husband.
married.
That's your husband?
That's right.
Do you obey him?
I do my best, actually.
Do
It's
you
hard
obey him?
sometimes. Yes,
You do your best?
I do my best.
It's hard?
Well, sometimes my own will is strong and it's hard, but I do try.
Really?
Yes.
Are we ready yet? Why do you keep her knowing she's not going to obey you?
I'm satisfied with it.
You satisfied with being married to a woman that will not obey you?
She does obey me. She's being modest. She's very good to me, and she does obey me.
Oh, I know. Put lotion. You get lotion?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he will understand. What a mess. I'm sorry, folks, I'm lotioning up. The preacher's lotioning up. Turn the heater off. Okay, I'm putting lotion on. Black people get ashy. James Tate said he doesn't get ashy. He's white. Do you get ashy?
Yes.
Does it show up on you?
Yeah.
But you're white.
I still have skin.
Oh, yeah. So if you were walking down the road and I was walking down the road and we both had no lotion, which ash would show up first?
Probably
Better.
yours.
Amazing, huh? It's hard being black. Good morning. Welcome to Fellowship. I'm Justin Peterson. You can get involved by going to our YouTube chat line, and Hake will pass on your questions coming to me, and I will deal with it accordingly. All right? Good morning, y'all.
Good morning.
How's everybody?
I'm doing well.
Amazing. We had the Women's Forum this past Thursday, and I have to tell you, it was deep. Was it, Alexis? Yeah. Did you like it?
I sure did.
It was amazing, huh?
Was that the first time that you had us go up on stage?
Don't tell it, but yes.
I'm not telling no details, but
Yeah.
but if I can comment on that though.
Yeah.
Going up there and in a smaller way, like looking and talking to a crowd,
Yeah.
it does do something because you can watch yourself either get lost in thought and like try to chase it because you're trying not to be nervous or trying not to do other things.
Yeah.
And so it's a really good practice of like being present.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's why I ask people to encourage people to face their fears. And so when you're on the stage and the devil's already telling you, everybody looking at you, they're judging you, they're doing everything, and you just feel this fear. But if you shake in your boots and do it anyway, you will realize that the fear was an illusion.
Yeah.
It was not even real.
I realize that.
Isn't that amazing? Nice.
Yeah.
But it was a deep, deep meeting. So stay with it, ladies. Stay with it. Even a Jew hater.
I'll be back next month.
That's right. Stay with it. Do you want to come closer, or you want to sit back there by yourself? Yeah. You can hit the front row right there if you like. Are you by yourself? Yeah. You came by yourself? You want to sit there, or are you afraid to come closer? Come on down, okay. I was thinking of realizing something this week, and I've been talking a lot, so my voice is about to go away. But I realized there's another world, another reality, another way to live, and it's the right way, and it's an amazing way, and you can't go wrong with it. And living that way, there's a kingdom within us, another world. We're supposed to be living from that kingdom, and if we did, we would have no sorrows, no worries, no doubts, no fear. We would never have to think about anything. It would just happen naturally. But most human beings don't know about that world. Only thing, and I didn't for a long time, only thing I knew about was what I could hear, see, and touch. And I thought that was the only way to live based on that. And that way did nothing but brought hell for me, as it brings hell to everyone, because you think that that's the way, and you don't realize that there's another way. Even though Christ said, the kingdom has come, you don't have to live that old way anymore, it's all done, you can be free. But, you know, most people don't even seek that kingdom. And a lot of Christians don't seek it. They'll talk about it, they'll mention it, but they don't look for it at all, and they are miserable as a result. As a result of only knowing what you can see, taste, and touch, your life is hell, pure hell. Look at the earth around you, people around you. The world is just nothing but misery. Nothing but misery. And the thing about that misery is coming out of you, and you are projecting it onto the world. You're doing it. It's coming from you, and you project it onto the world. You project it onto your children if you're married, if you have children. You yell at them, you scream at them, you're not patient with them. When they get anxious, become anxious, you blame them instead of you projecting your world onto them, and they couldn't help it because they're subject to you. You are your own world, and not one other person can change your world but the light, but the truth, but seeking it and wanting it. No other human being can change it. No Jesse Peterson, no Donald Trump, no what's the X guy? Musk. They could do all the material things to try to make things a little comfortable, but you're still going to be miserable if you look for it through any other human being. No one can tell you how to live or anything. They can make suggestions, but you're still going to be miserable because you're still living from the physical world and not the spiritual world from within. It's so sad. And people are really, really, really suffering. Your suffering can end today, right now, if you were to come out of your mind. Stop being so worldly. Really. You could walk out of this room a free man or a free woman without any worries, any pain, any thoughts, any doubts, any loneliness. You would never look to anyone else to love you because you will have love. But most people love their hell. I was thinking about and reflecting, I've been hearing about people dying, and and I realized some of these stories I happen to know about these people, and their mother died, and they have been taking care of their mothers all their lives. And so mothers make sure that when she controls you when you're a kid, she makes you very angry, very resentful of her, and now you think you love her because you feel emotion for her, and you think that those emotions are love, and you say, "Oh, I love my mother," and you're not aware that you're being trained to be controlled by her for the rest of your life. You think that is love. And then what happens is you grow up and you become an adult, and you're so dumb, sorry, but true. You're so dumb, you move right down the road from mama. Have you heard of people move right down the street, right around the block from mama? You know you gotta be stupid. You live right down the road from your enemy. Isn't that amazing? And then the enemy, after a while, started complaining that she is not close enough to you. Now she want to move in. And you like regret it, having mama move in, because you know mama's going to be a headache. She's been a headache all your life, but because you hate her, you are afraid to say no to mama. You can't move in my house because that's my mama. And you've been trained to believe this, that's my mama and mama gonna move in. No matter where you move, you can move to West Hill. And mama hated West Hill while you were growing up. I never would live in West Hill, right? But then you move away to West Hill to try to get rid of her, and now all of a sudden, I think I want to come to West Hill. I've been always wanting. And you say, all right, mama, come on to West Hill. And you bring her to your home, and she destroys you, and your family and everything else. And you're afraid to put her out. And so I know a situation right now, and I've known this situation all my life, and the mother made sure, because she appeared to be so nice, but she's evil. But if you saw her, you would think she's nice. And she made sure all of her kids stayed right around her. And if they moved away, they end up moving back to the same state that the mama is in. And then she made sure that their marriages didn't work, unless the daughter-in-law or the son-in-law would kiss up at her. If they catered to her, she was okay with that. And then it ended up where the oldest child ended up moving in with the mama and took care of the mama all of her life. And the mama finally died after so many years, a lot of years. And the mama died. And I was thinking, I bet you they're going to cry at the mama funeral. They grew up with a mama that they hated. They took care of a mother that they hated. And then now that mama is dead, they're going to cry at the mama's funeral. Anybody ever done that? You cry at the funeral from the person that you hate. Think about that. You have done that before?
I did.
Tell me about it.
Well, is this mic on? Yes.
Yeah.
So I grew up, and my mother was a key character in my life, and my father. And as we got older, all the boys went in different directions, and I was the youngest. And basically, I was close with my mother. And I do feel like I went into the world and left. When I was 17, I just packed my car up and I just left, and there was no problems with that. But I did go off into the world. I made my own life, and later in life, I moved my mother close by me. And the situation there was that I do feel like I had gained enough independence and I had enough strength that I could look at her as just another person, as just a friend, and she was not my mother. And with that, I do feel like I was able to have a realistic human relationship with her that didn't have those types of emotions. Like, she was not my mother at that point. And I actually talked to her about it a lot, with things that I heard you say and different stuff. I thought that, I should go to her and forgive her for the things and everything. And I went to her while she was alive, and we talked about it, and she actually completely understood, and she thanked me for coming to her.
That's different. Most people are not working on themselves, so they don't know about this.
Yeah.
They don't know they need to forgive her so she has no more control over them.
Yeah.
So that's a different story.
And then at her funeral, when she passed, I did have, I feel like a cycle of mourning, and I did weep. But I also knew, and I talked to my brothers about this too, I said, don't let it stun you. You have your cycle, and you understand it, and then you go on, because she didn't want that. Nobody wants that. It's not beneficial. It's more of an ego thing to get stuck there so you don't have to move on.
Yeah.
And so I moved on. I did cry at her funeral, and then I let her go, and I have fond memories of her as a friend. She was a very good person in general to me, but I did not have a mother-son relationship at the end, and I think that helped the passing through of things.
That's what happens when you wake up and start working on yourself. Absolutely. Otherwise, you should be doing what they do in the Wizard of Oz, The Wicked Witch is Dead. That should be your favorite song at the funeral. The Wicked Witch is dead. I remember when my father expired, they had these preachers up preaching over him, and they knew nothing about my father. They were saying all these sweet and nice things about him. And so when they asked me to get up and say, I'm like, look, my father was nothing like that. He was cheap. I used to ask my father for money, and he would take all this money out of his pocket and give me a $10 or $5. Well, that ain't no money. But he was cheap. But I'm glad for that because I'm cheap now. I appreciate that. But the point is, you don't have to, but you need to wake up so you can live from this other world that is within you and not be controlled by the world around you, because human beings are evil. And human beings will play any kind of game on you they can to get advantage of you. They pretend they care, and they care nothing about you. They don't. But if you are still living from this illusionary world, you're going to think that they love you. You're really going to think that they care, because they're making you feel that way because you're living from your outer world instead of this new world within. You got to live from that. I remember once, somebody had died, and I called up the family, and they were there, so one of the sons was married. And so I said, okay, may her soul rest in peace. And I asked the wife, are you obeying your husband? With the family crying and carrying on over to mama. And they were like, what the? And they're like, you asking me this, my mama dead? Yeah, mama dead. You still gotta live. And the wife said, no, I don't obey him. What the? Another thing that I realized, and I write down stuff I want to tell you that I realized. So I want you to know, unless you worked on yourself and you see what's going on, you crying over the person that you hate. You're not crying out of love, you're crying out of guilt. And you're still using that as a thrill to make yourself feel better. Because when you're crying over dead mama, you feel better because you think you care. I'm crying over mama, right? You don't have to. You can live in your hell, but you can live from within. There is another world. It is real, and it's all life, and it will work for you if you look for it and live in it, really. And nobody can touch you when you live from that world. You are your own world. You are your own responsibility. No one else is, as an adult. You are. You can live out of your hell, or you can live free. God, if you notice, God let you live in your hell, right? He let you suffer. He let you cry. He allows you to beg. He's allowed you to look for people to be friends with, or he allowed your children to suffer. He allowed it to happen. But when you welcome him, he would change it all. When you start to look for him and you want that. I was looking at this other report. There was a woman who'd been married. It's on her second marriage. And she had 2 daughters by her first marriage. The older daughter, according to the story, had moved away, and was just a younger daughter, a teenage daughter. And so at the age of 15, is there anything wrong with dating starting at 15? Yeah. You say yes? Yeah. What's wrong with dating at 15? You did say yes. What
yeah, it is wrong.
What the? I like your shirt.
Thanks.
When she's crying, she lying. Sorry, ladies. What's wrong with dating at 15?
At 15, when we talk about dating, we're talking about she needs a man to guide her. So I can imagine who she'd be dating at 15 who'd be guiding her. I'm not even looking at her at that moment, if it's a woman. If it's a guy, I don't know if at 15 he's ready to lead anybody anywhere. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's the right age yet.
So you think that 15 is too young Boys
Yeah, I
and
think that's what
girls?
messed me up is trying to date at a young age.
How old were you when you first started dating?
Well, when I had my first girlfriend at 18.
And you were not ready for that?
No, still not ready
And
for
why
it. I had no understanding of the dynamics of it, what she was going through. Everything I learned, I didn't get to speak to anybody about it. Same story of anybody growing up at that time, watching TV and talking to friends.
How old do you think a boy or girl should be before dating?
She would have to be an adult age first culturally, whatever that is, and I know the culture changes.
What do you mean?
Well, let's say back in time, people were
let's
getting
do the
married
American culture.
Well, I'm talking about back in time when people were getting married at 12, 13, 14, like my great-grandparents.
But now, how old do you think a boy or girl should be before they start dating?
Now, that's a great question. She'd have to be of adult age, first of all.
Like 50?
No.
60?
It depends on the guy. I can't say at what age she has to be. She has to be led by a man. So I'm gonna look at the guy first. I can't say her age yet. She could be 40. She's ready
40?
to date. It doesn't matter because she has to be led by the guy. The dating is she's going with the guy, I assume. So I can't put her on an age until I see where he's at. But they both have to be
How old
adult.
should the guy be?
He should be an adult. She should be an adult.
And how old is that?
Well, in America, 18 years old now.
So the guy should be at least 18?
Yeah.
At least
Definitely,
18?
definitely. Yeah.
But you don't know how old the girl should be?
The girl should be 18 if he's 18 in America,
Oh,
yeah.
the girl should be 18?
Well, no, because he has to be older. So she should wait until he's like 20 and then she's 18. She should date someone older than her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay. What do you say, Joel? Y'all know Joel? He black. Joel fried the TV.
I don't think 15 is bad as long as the parents have prepared her how to go about the relationship. Because it should be just like an innocent crush anyway. It shouldn't be all weird, right? So I think it's a good age for them to do it young so they understand what these things are.
So 15?
Yeah, I think 15 is good.
For the boy and the girl?
Right.
Okay. Amazing. So the story is the daughter was 15 and the boyfriend was 18 and they were both in high school and the boy was graduated from high school and the girl and the boy fell in love. They really, really wanted to be with each other. They fell in love. And then the mother did not like it at all because she had told the daughter, both her daughters, that you cannot date until you're 16. You can start dating at 16. But this girl fell in love with this boy at when she was 15. And the girl and the boy fell in love. They started kissing. And they thought about it. You think about each other all day long, right? So they're really into each other. And then the mother found out that they were dating, and she went on the warpath to stop it. She's like, you can't date at 15, not gonna have it. And the daughter's like, what's wrong with it? I love him, he loves me, it's no big deal, Mom, stop it. And the more the girl would tell the mother, stop, I love this guy, he loved me, and we're doing fine, the mother went to war to try to stop it. And the more the mother tried to stop it, the more the boy and the girl worked hard to be together. So they started hiding it from the mother. Because at first she wasn't hiding it from the mother. So she started hiding it. She did all she can to appease her mother, to make her mother accept it, and blah, blah, blah. And so finally they just hid it from the mother. And so what the mother did, because she tried all she could, she followed the girl around. She even called up her friends and family members to have them to spy on the girl and the guy. Let me know if you see them out in public. This is not gonna happen. And then the mother got so into it, she's like, I'm gonna be my best self. I'm gonna be strong in this situation. You know how women, somebody, they're gonna be strong, and they never are. I'm gonna make sure this doesn't happen. And she put her best mama foot forward. And the more she tried it, the girl got worse, got more into the guy. She just started hiding it, they started sleeping around and everything, right? And then the mother finally went over to the boy's job, he had a job, even though he was still in high school, and she told him, "You better stay away from my daughter, or I'm gonna accuse you of what is that sex thing we have sex with? So, yeah, statutory rape." And she told that boy that he was like, "What the?" And she told the manager, "Your worker is sleeping with my daughter, and it's statutory rape." She had no proof that he was doing it, but she was doing all she can to stop it, right? Stop it, stop it, stop it. And then, so the boy told the girl, "We got to break up. We got to stop seeing you. Your mother going crazy. Your mother going to have me put in jail, and I'll be in jail for the rest of my life, or I have some type of..." And the girl like, "No, I don't want to stop. I love you. I don't care with my mama. Let's run away. Let's get out of here. Let's run away." And the boy was like, "No, I can't run away. It's not going to work because we run away, they're going to find us. We're going to always be in hiding." And so they begged the mother to stop. But the mother like, "I'm mother. They're going to do it my way or no way." And then, so finally what happened, because the mother would not stop, I wish you could have seen this. It was horrible at the mother not leaving them alone after a while. And so they decided that they love each other a lot, right? And the girl loved her mother, that emotional love, that feel like love. And so what they did, when they realized that the mother was going to have him put in jail, even if she had to lie on him, they went out on the back porch, they laid down on the floor, and they shot themselves in the head, and they committed suicide together because they believed that they loved each other so much that they would see each other in heaven and be together, because the mother would not let them be together. And that's a true story according to the report that I saw. What do you think about that?
It's a bit of delusion all the way around.
What?
It's a bit of delusion all the way around.
A bit of delusion?
Yeah, it's a bit of delusion all the way around. It's
In
like
what
the
way?
mom was being wild, and then the kids couldn't really get out of it, and then they thought they were going to escape the world to go to this other thing. You know, it's like maybe it could be said that they were young and they didn't really understand the full situation of the repercussions of maybe killing themselves, or that life could be so much more. But it would be nice if they understood that suicide wouldn't work either, you know? So it's like everybody kind of had their problems or something.
Amazing. What do you think about that, sir? In the back, in the red. And then right here. And it's a true story, according to the report.
I'm kind of drawing a little bit of a blank, except I do see the mom going to great lengths to be evil towards her daughter.
But the mother was calling it love. "I love my daughter. I'm going to
Yeah.
protect my daughter. I don't care what it takes." That's what mothers are supposed to do, and she was just on it.
She probably drove her daughter to look for that love outside of the home. Like maybe the daughter had some hatred towards her. Maybe, you know, there's a lot of maybes in there, but
Right.
basically it seems like the common denominator was evil, because evil drove them to get into their thoughts and their imagination and caused them to like take action. They reacted to the evil thoughts, and mom was reacting to her own evil thoughts as well.
What should the mother have done?
I don't think at that point when she's seen that, I think she needed to take a step back, and because you could tell when you're driving your kids to do things, like they're reacting towards your anger, your evil.
Okay, turn that fan off.
So I think it would have been maybe beneficial. I mean, I'm sure her daughter would probably still be around if she wouldn't have been pushing her to, she kind of pushed her to help her make a terrible decision. So I just think it was evil was just like the common denominator there.
Okay. And you say? I saw your hand, right? Okay.
Where is it?
You know, pretty much the same thing that the sister was saying here. That
That's
is
your
generation.
Y'all don't look alike. But go ahead.
That it's generation to generation. So the mom herself, she must have had a wicked mom too, and that's where she learned it from. And then she taught her daughter to be wicked, and so the daughter wound up taking her own life from it.
Amazing. The young man behind you, what do you think about that story? What should the mother have done?
Leave them alone.
And why you say leave them alone?
Because I don't think parents should be butting in love lives, like, at all. It's just, because if not, they're just going to do it behind their back. So there's no point in butting in their love life.
Amazing. How old are you?
14, turning 15.
Okay. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
I think everyone you described is, like you've been saying lately, they're all stupid. Every last one of them. It seems like the devil had a blast with everybody. He was in the mother's head, and in the daughter's head, and in the boyfriend's head, and he was trying to build their army around it. And I feel like everybody in that situation was an idiot, listening to what the devil told them, and they could have just stopped it by just letting life carry itself out.
Amazing. The young lady in the red want to respond. Yeah. What do you think about the story? What should the mother have done when she realized her daughter was dating at 15 and it wasn't going to end? And she went through a whole year trying to stop it.
Mm-hmm.
And it got worse.
Honestly, I agree with her because at the end of the day, like, you do realize when you're a kid, when you are driving your kids crazy, and you have to, at that point, let them do their mistakes and just guide them the best way you possibly can. Because you're not God, you know, so you can't control anybody. They're gonna do whatever they want at the end, and you know, so all you could do is guide them, and see what happens.
How old is your daughter?
She is turning 13.
Don't be trying to date, all right? I'm coming over there if you do with my belt.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. Okay. Yes, Raymond.
From this story, it seems like the devil had his way with all three of these people. They were simply too emotionally involved with the situation to see what, especially the mother, to see what damage they were causing to each other and themselves. And in the end, it destroyed everyone.
Amazing. The young lady want to respond in the back. What do you think about the story, and what should the mother have done when she realized they were dated and it wasn't going to stop?
I think she should have let the daughter date, but always guiding her. I mean, I don't think that she should have just...
Speaking to the mic.
I don't think she should have forced them to really separate as much. I mean... Because then, yeah, they were going to do it behind the back.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. Yes, sir. He want to respond.
Where was the father, did you say?
Where was the father?
Yeah.
Her father and her mother had separated.
Oh, okay. So
she had another husband. What do you call those husbands that come secondly? Stepfather.
okay. Yeah, like they said about the devil, I guess, like a lot of drama, and maybe they all loved the drama, and they kept on whipping themselves up until they got crazier and crazier.
And what should the mother have done when she realized the mother had people spying on her, so the ladies, of course, would go around and spy on these kids and call up the mother. Oh, she's with him right now. And the daughter would come home, and the mother like, hi, how was your day? And the daughter said, oh, it was fine. Where were you? I went to study class after school. And the mother like, you're lying. You were with him. And the girl just got angry and angry because she realized the mother was spying on her with other people. Would you guys go around and spy on your family members' children? Who would do that? Be honest. Okay. You would spy? You would spy on your friends?
Oh my God.
She raised her hand. You would spy on your friend's children?
Not friends' children.
You would spy on somebody else's children?
No.
Oh, why'd you raise your hand? Put the mic up to your hand.
Okay, so I believe the whole plot is already messed up in the beginning. First of all, they're all emotionally unstable and they don't have that emotional protection to start this world. They should first seek some kind of religion or Jesus. So if the mother would seek Jesus, she would have read the Bible and see how everything's happening in the Bible. And the kids, I don't believe that the mother's protection is wrong, but it's just like she went overboard. However, the kids, they decided to do that as their own choice, but however, they were emotionally weak. So if somebody's emotionally weak, as we all know, wicked can enter into their subconscious, which they always do. Because this subconscious round in your brain is always open, especially at night. When the sky gets dark, and that without seeking for protection from Jesus, from God, from the upper world, everything can just come in and just like interfere with the person's consciousness. So they were unconscious. Everybody were unconscious in this whole situation. They didn't know that there is somebody to protect them from evil. So they just allow.
How old were you when you first started dating?
18.
You were 18?
I decided, like, no, actually, that's not true. I just made a lie. I was thinking, but
I just made a lie.
Dating us in.
How old were you?
But dating is what does it mean? Is it emotionally or physically?
No, I didn't ask what it meant. I know what it means. How old were you when you first started dating?
I think it's 18.
And why 18? What made you start then, rather than 17, 16, 15?
Because I decided it wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. Yeah.
And why were you ready at 18?
Yes, I was ready.
And did you make any mistakes?
Did I make mistakes?
At 18 when you were dating?
No, I think everything was really calculative. Like it was, everything was planted by me.
And how did it work? How did it go?
It went as planted. Yeah.
Well, I won't ask you to plan. But 18 should be the age you think?
I believe so because.
Why 15 or 16 and too young?
I think it's because there aren't much emotional growth to a person. They barely know what they like. They don't know their hobbies. They don't know their life, where they're going, where they're heading, what type of guys out there.
They don't know it at 18 either.
I think it's at a maturity. 18 is.
I've never met a mature 18-year-old.
There are a lot of mature 18-year-olds.
Where are they, in China?
No, there are a lot of entrepreneurs that are 18.
What?
They're super mature.
What?
Maturity comes with responsibility. People who are responsible, they're mature. It doesn't matter like what age. They have to be responsible with their actions.
Give me that example because of time. Give me an example of a responsible action.
Responsible action?
You said they have to be responsible with their action, right?
They take responsibility with everything they do.
Give me an example of a responsible action at 18.
They pay their own bills.
Pay your own bills?
Any bill, not just money-wise.
So if a person paid their own bill at 18, you think they're old enough to start dating?
When they know there's consequences, yes.
But you don't know that there are consequences when you...
When you don't pay your bill, somebody's going to come after you.
I'm talking about dating. You don't know that there are consequences in dating at 18.
There are a lot of consequences.
But you don't know that at 18, though.
Yes, you do.
You just think you're in love.
But what if somebody get pregnant? You know, like at 15, 16, you're going to bring it to school in high school?
You're right. There are consequences. Yeah. But at 18, you don't think about that at all. So dating is different than paying a bill. Am I right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
I think it's part of it.
Part of what?
Because if you can't pay your bill, how are you going to go date? Like, where are you going to take the girl to?
You go to mama house.
then if you're in the mama's house, you make sure whose house is it? It's the mother's house. No? Right? Who's
Right.
responsible for that? The mother.
Amazing.
Yeah, but who's gonna take care of the kid if he get her pregnant?
Mama
She's
will.
gonna take care of it, right?
No, mama take care of it.
Yeah, you see, so
Mama
she's,
would be like, that's
yeah.
my grandbaby.
Yeah.
Mama want to be with the children. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mama take away the responsibility so the child can go and make another baby. Am I right? Am I right or wrong?
There's no right or wrong. It's just like,
Oh, Lord.
But who is responsible for the actions? What if the mother doesn't like the kids? Some parents don't like grandchildren, you know, and they can't just make something happen and say, okay, now you're gonna take care of it because it's my action. I think a person needs to be responsible for the actions.
Right.
I mean, you
I
can
agree to that.
You can date somebody, but just don't bring it on to me if that's your choice. But the mother didn't have a choice. If they're gonna make kids everywhere and they're gonna let go of school, high school, college, who's gonna pay these bills? The mother is, right?
Right.
So I just think that it's okay if they can date, they're gonna do whatever, but it's just like they don't have that emotional protection to start dating, to start a relationship.
Are you a
Unless
Christian?
they lately.
What a mess. So you are a Christian lately?
I started.
Speak into the microphone.
I started believing Jesus just about like 2 months ago.
2 months ago.
Yeah.
And what made you start to believe in Jesus 2 months ago? How old are you, if I may ask?
How am I?
How old are you?
31.
And so what made, you look so much younger than 31.
Oh, thank you, appreciate it.
Asian don't crack.
Thank you, appreciate it.
What made you believe in Jesus 2 months ago?
You know, really thankfully to TikTok because a lot of people are start praying on TikTok. TikTok is actually a really good platform. People are praying on TikTok.
So you
every
found
day.
Jesus on TikTok?
Yeah, because people were like, I pray for you. This is what I'm praying for.
I heard that he was everywhere, but I didn't know he was on TikTok.
Yeah, so many Christians on TikTok. I probably like a lot of Christians on TikTok, and I was like, there are actually really good people out there. You don't have to, don't have to like really fight to be like. They don't want anything from you. They just pray. I was like, there are actually these people existing in this world. Not like, oh, you have to pay them to be nice to you. I was actually super shocked. TikTok, there's a lot of Christians.
I'm shocked
out there.
that Jesus on TikTok.
Yes, a lot.
Maybe the president just have to get rid of TikTok. That's all. We can keep it. Is that TikTok they were trying to get rid of? So you found Jesus on TikTok.
A lot of people said so too. Yeah.
Says so that they found Jesus on
Yes,
TikTok?
because then all of a sudden you start scrolling, they have the algorithm. When you start listening to something, they just like stop right there. There are a lot of Christians on TikTok. I've never seen so much Christians on TikTok. They were like, oh, Jesus, start praying. There are a lot of people
Jesus
praying
on TikTok?
On TikTok.
Oh,
A
you knew it
lot
too?
of people praying.
And so you found Jesus. What did it do for you? Because of time, and then I want to go to here. What did it do for you to find Jesus? How did it help you?
Peace.
You have peace now?
I never felt whole in my life.
Nice.
Like, I felt whole. I was at the period of time when I was super, it was the lowest point in my life. And my heart was always empty. I always like to put something in there, you know, like to stuff everything in.
Right.
So it was.
Speak into the mic.
So my heart was super empty at that time, and I was mentally seeking for help, and then all of a sudden that period of time I started getting TikTok. I blew up on TikTok, and I started seeing all these people Christian were praying this and that. I say, oh Jesus, we pray for you and this and that. I was like, are they kidding me? It's just a name, you know, like.
Amazing. And so have you overcome your anger?
Actually, my friend introduced
Speaking
me.
to-
My friend from Nashville, his name Jake. He actually told me he recommended me to come to this church. I was like, why would I even go there? But anyways, he said that because I have an anger problem, I had to come to this church, and he recommended me. I really take his words seriously.
What's his first name?
Huh?
What's his name? First name?
Jake Tiesler.
Shout out to Jake.
Tiesler, yeah.
Not his last name, just the first name.
Yeah.
And so You
He's
have
from
not-
Nashville. Like,
Shout out to Jake in Nashville. You have not have you still have anger?
a lot.
A lot. And why didn't Jesus help you overcome your anger?
I think it's okay to have it.
You think it's okay to have anger? And why?
Because it's not part of anger. It's actually that it means I'm really passionate, and that needs to be pushed to some kind of passion. So it really helps me with my business life, and it accomplishes a lot for a lot of people. It's passion. It's not just anger. There's a lot of passion with being righteous.
You're right. There's a lot of passion that comes with anger.
With righteousness. I mean, I use my anger. I channel toward passion, toward being righteous.
Amazing.
Yeah, so it works for me.
Oh man.
In a legal way, I mean.
What? What'd you say? Let me ask. Jesus said anyone that has anger is a murderer.
I don't think so.
And he said, So you disagree with Jesus on that one, huh? Jesus said, not me. Jesus said, anyone that has anger is a murderer, and do not trust an angry person. They are your enemy. You can't trust an angry person. What do you think about that?
I just want you guys to know the Bible has been fixed. There are a lot of lines been washed and erased in the Bible. The old Bible, there are a lot of things. It's like saying, oh, this is a bad person. And what about the sentence? Why? Because of this, that he did, the actions.
So you don't believe Jesus when he said...
I do believe in him.
You don't believe him when he says that an angry person is a murderer and do not trust an angry person?
There are a lot of words.
No, I'm asking you, do you believe Jesus when he said that?
I believe Jesus when he said that. The person is a murderer when he uses anger toward really violent acts. See? There's like stuff in the end.
But he didn't say that. He said anger, period. But let me ask, because of time, do you want to overcome your anger or you want to keep it?
I think that's why I'm here.
So you do want to overcome it?
I believe so.
Okay. If I tell you how to overcome it, will you do it?
I will try, yeah.
Did your friend that told you about the meeting, did he tell you what to do to overcome your anger?
He told me to forgive my biological father.
Okay. If you want to overcome your anger, and that's true too, but you got to forgive your mother.
I already forgave her.
You told her?
Yeah, I told her.
What did you say to her?
I told her that she did the best she could, and even though there's other choices that would make her happy.
Did you apologize to her for resenting her, being angry at her?
I wasn't angry at her.
You say you forgave her. You weren't angry. What did you forgive her for?
I forgave the situation that I had to experience.
What?
I forgave her for the situation that I had to experience as a young kid that I had no choice to choose.
And did you apologize to her for being angry about that at her?
No, I just think it was just one sentence. I forgave her.
Oh. You got to go back and apologize for being angry at her and judging her like that. Because your anger had you judging your mother, and that's why you became just like your mother.
But why do you talk about my mother? It was all my father.
We're going to get to him. But have you noticed that you're just like your mother?
The situation I have experienced it seems like it's really karmatic. It's really karma. Like her karma is really similar to mine. I told her we are not alike. But we experience really similar karmas.
So have you noticed you became just like your mother? You become like your mother?
A lot.
And do you like being like your mother?
50%.
And you don't 50%?
The other 50 could be a lot better.
What, if you can, what is it that you resent about being like your mother? You wish you were not like her In what way?
That she could have choose people who actually love her, but she wants to choose people actually hurt her, that she feels something. If somebody is super nice to her, she's not into them. And if somebody that gives, she thinks love is pain. And if that is inflicted on me, that love is pain. Actually, love is actually not painful.
You choose the wrong men?
I believe so. All my life, every like men that I decided to give a chance to, they were not good.
Right.
I told my guys friends about it. They say, "Wow, you were with a trash bag, then a trash bag, then a big trash bag." And I told them as it is. It's not like I'm saying, "Oh,
Right.
I'm a bad this and that." I told them it is because I want the truth from their opinion. And
Right.
they said, even though I was wrong, but they were like,
You got to go and forgive your mother for all that, because otherwise you're going to forever be miserable. You're never going to find peace.
but I believe it's from my father.
And
though.
God, and we're going to get to your dad in a minute, but God is not going to forgive you until you apologize to your mother for resenting her for whatever reason, being a trash bag, whatever, right? It's not going. You're never going to know God until you forgive your mother for that. You got to apologize to her for resenting her for that. Otherwise, God cannot forgive you. You can pray, you can hoop and holler, and you can watch TikTok, and you can do all that. But until you forgive your mother, God is not going to forgive you. And you will not enter into the kingdom of heaven.
No, I believe I forgave her. I
You
take
didn't
good
tell
care
her you
of her.
forgave her for that.
I take really good care of her.
Right, but you taking care of her out of guilt, not out of love.
I think the biggest reason why I feel this way is because I just didn't believe that she chose that man to start. I just couldn't.
You still got to forgive her. Otherwise, you're going to always choose wrong men too, forever.
I don't know. I just don't believe that she chose my dad.
Oh, so let's get to your father. You resent your father?
1,000%. But I forgave him.
And why do you resent your father?
Because I do believe that there are wonderful fathers. It's just that he didn't do anything. Like any job, nothing. There was not a piece of him that a human being wouldn't do. It's just completely 1,000%. There's nothing there. It was just one-sided. A mother's responsibility to everything that he does. Everything. It's like there's not. You would say somebody's kind, but it's like if somebody do it for you, I just think that he didn't do anything. It was just like the whole responsibility of fatherhood. Like, there's a checklist. Oh, you're nice to your daughter. You take to that. No, zero from his side. But he was just inflicting all the pain that the devil had him.
What did he do to you?
What did he do to me? I saw and I witnessed, I hear, and I experience the stuff that he caused in his life, in our life.
What did he do to you?
He caused a really miserable childhood.
How did he cause that?
Being really irresponsible and abusive toward my mother, toward my brother, and bring a lot of trouble home.
And so what did he do to you that you were so angry at him?
I saw everything, I hear everything, I witnessed everything, and I felt that this world was a really, really, really terrible place.
And what did he do to you?
I didn't know why I existed as a kid. I didn't want to be in that world.
And what did he do to you that made you resent him so much?
There was lack of peace.
And what did he do to you?
I believe that this whole world was full of monsters. People were monsters. Everybody was monsters. There's supposed to be kindness,
spirit of peace. And just seeing like everybody was hurting everybody. He was hurting everybody. And they had no choice. They were super nice. And he was just hurting them emotionally, physically, financially. He took everything. He took everything. And I had to see it. And I was trying to rebuild everything. I was trying to help them.
Speak into the mic for me.
I was trying to help my mom. I was watching my brother. My brother had perfect grades, but he was just beating him. And he loves me because I'm always happy. Sure, why not, right? I'm always happy. And but I told him.
And speaking to the mic, so your father loved you,
Yeah, because I was super happy.
but he didn't love your mother.
Because I was super nice, sweet. He didn't. He told me he didn't love anyone. He loved me. I told him. Think about it. As a kid, 5-year-old, you tell her to.
Speaking to the mic for me.
As a kid in China, communism back then, you tell a 5-year-old to go out to buy cigarette for you. 5-year-old. Of course, back then nobody kidnapped kids. Like girls, they only kidnap men. I mean boys. So I would just go out around like 2 a.m. in the morning to go buy cigarette for him. As a 5-year-old, in the dark. And I bought him, I said, I hope you die of cigarettes. Because I told him as a 5-year-old, because you smoke like that and you're still like hurting people, time to die. I tell him as a 5-year-old. Because the world would be a lot peaceful without you.
Right.
All you do is just, it's a mess, it's a mud.
But let me just say, because of time, what did he do to you? He didn't do anything to you. He told you he loved you, right?
Because
Did
of what
you
he
say
did to
that?
other people. I had to experience it. I
what-
saw the blood everywhere.
Right. What gives you the right to be mad at him for what he did to others?
Well, I just feel like somebody has to do the job.
What gives you the right to be mad at him for what he did to others?
Because he was hurting other people.
What did that have to do with you?
No, because I can't see that happen to other
Well, I
people.
understand that you saw this as a kid, right?
What?
When you were a young
Yeah.
child, right? Am I right? Or you
Yes.
saw it as an adult?
As a 5-year-old.
As a 5-year-old. But what gives you the right to be angry? Now that you're an adult, what gives you the right to be angry at your father for what he did to others?
Was my right. I chose to be responsible for this whole thing.
But you were a kid. You were not responsible.
Or if I could, I would.
What?
If I could, I would.
Right, I understand that, but you couldn't and you shouldn't have. It wasn't your responsibility.
But he was messing up the whole planet.
I understand that, but now that you're an adult, you are suffering because you hate your mother and your father.
He was messing up everybody's lives.
Right, but you're the same monster that you accuse him of. You're a monster. Just think about the things you have done to people. Have you ever thought about the things you have done?
I think some of them. No, but I gave them chances, and okay, people got jobs for me.
Let's go back to
They
it.
made 6-figure because of me. They got cars from me. they work for billionaires because I gave them the job. They
let's go
have the
back.
opportunity.
I
Nobody get
understand.
fired or anything, but they
But
just come
did
into
you know
their
that
corporate
you-
life.
Did you know that you are a monster?
I believe so.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
And so
There's
why do
somebody
you
need to do
hate-
the job, right? There's
why
a
do you
villain.
hate your
There's
fa-
Batman.
What?
There's Dexter to kill people. Why? Because there are bad people out there. Something to clean the job, do the job to make this
So let me do
world
this.
a free, peaceful
Speaking to the mic for me. So you are a monster. Should people be angry at you for being a monster?
I don't think so. There's always good people in bad situations.
But should people be mad at you, the people you have done wrong?
I don't think so.
They shouldn't be mad at you?
No, they shouldn't.
So what gives you the right to be mad at your father?
Because there's no contribution to this world.
But you're no contribution either.
I contribute a lot.
Not if you have hate. No, you're not.
I used
You
to
are a
hate you
monster.
towards something. I know it's a monster, but however, I did do a lot of good for a
So
lot of
it's
people.
okay for you to be a monster, but not your father.
There are different monster differences.
What?
Yeah, that's why there's
Right.
Batman, right? They have to kill people. There's Dexters. You know, you guys watch Dexter. He killed a lot of bad people because the government couldn't clean them up.
But
Somebody need to
listen.
clean them up. You think why they do that?
So you
They had a
think-
choice.
so
Monster have a choice.
You think you're okay for being a monster?
I believe so. It's okay.
Let me just say this to you, because I gotta move on, monster. You're a monster.
It's okay. I'm a good one.
Wow. You're never gonna be at peace, no matter how much you know Jesus or know about him, until you forgive your father and your mother. And what you have not realized, your mother was a monster, and your father did not know how to deal with her. And that's what he hated her. He ended up marrying the woman that was just like his mother, and she married the man that was just like her father. And they were both all evil, treated each other that way. Your mother was not an angel. She was a monster. And she put on a front to make you think she was an angel, but your father knew better. He knew that she was straight out of hell. And that's why you resent her too. You got to forgive your mother, because right now you are identifying with her, thinking that she was so good, she was trying to do her best, she loved you and all that. It's not true at all. You got to forgive both of them so you can have peace. Otherwise, you're never going to have peace. You can have perfect peace, but you got to go to both of them and apologize for being angry at them. They could not help themselves.
I haven't spoken to my father since 9-year-old. I'm 31. I don't know where he is.
You can't find him?
No, I don't want to find him.
You got to. If you don't have to find him, but you got to forgive him.
No, I don't think everything he say is real though.
Everything you say is not real either.
It's real to me.
Right.
That's
And
all
it-
that matters, right? To the
And it
person.
was real to him at the time as well. But because of time, you're not going to be free until you forgive your father. God is not going to let you into the kingdom. You will always be the daughter of evil. And saying that you believe in Jesus, but you don't. You believe about Jesus, but you don't believe in him, because it's impossible to say you love God or Jesus and hate your father and mother. It ain't going to work. You've never known God, well, you've never seen him, but you have seen your parents, and you are unwilling to forgive them, and you're going to always be miserable. What do you think about that?
No, I'm working on it.
Speaking to them.
I'm working on it. I believe everything you say, and I'm working on it. It's not like I'm not working.
You got to realize, if you can't find him, you got to realize, just as you cannot help yourself, he couldn't help himself. The same monster that's driving you, it's the same one that is driving him and your mother. He and your mother. They have the same evil going on. Your mother's an evil woman. What do you think about that?
I don't believe
Speaking
that.
to-
I don't believe that.
Why not?
Because she took the whole responsibility of her side and his side. She did both people's jobs.
But she did that to make him look wrong, look bad.
No, but
And make herself look like her.
but she had no choice.
Yes, she did. That's a lie. She had a choice. But she loved the pain that she brought upon him, and she loved the fact that she made you and your other brothers and sisters think that he was the bad guy. She loved that, and she worked night and day to turn you away from your father. Your mother's evil. What?
I do believe there are evil out there. It's an energy. It's not the person.
No, the evil is in your mother. She's evil. Ask your father, he'll tell you. And open your eyes and start working on you, and you will see you'll become just like your mother, and you're evil. And everything you have done for anyone, it was because you wanted something from them. You wanted to pretend you were good, pretend you were loving, pretend you were helping. You wanted something back, and when they didn't give it to you, you tried to destroy them because they didn't worship you. You have been this nice, helpful person, and they didn't help, they didn't give back, they didn't glorify you, and you tried to destroy them. You're evil.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
Speaking to the mic.
Okay.
Okay, what?
You say I'm evil. Okay, that's what you said. Okay.
Am I wrong?
There's partial truth to that.
Yeah. You can overcome that if you want to. You be
I do want
totally of
to.
love. Well, you got to forgive your parents first and stop judging the men or whomever. You got to drop all judgment. Because the evil is playing God. Anyone that judges, anyone that have decisions, anyone that have a plan is playing God. As long as you have a plan, you're never going to know God. Satan will always be your God. You cannot have a plan. You are playing God. You are evil. And there's only one God, and he's not you. There's nothing good about you. Zero good. And when you cry, you lie.
What?
All that crying you were doing, all lies. Poor, pitiful me. I did this, and I was treated so wrongly. I'm good. I love them, and they didn't love me. I helped them build $1 million companies, and they didn't love me. Who was crying? When you cry, who was doing the crying?
That was me while I cried.
What? Speak into the mic for me.
Well, I cried, so it was me. I cried.
And who were telling you to cry?
I just felt it.
And where did it come from, the feeling?
My brain.
And who in your brain were telling you to cry?
Myself.
And who are you?
I am me.
And who are you?
I'm a spirit.
Speak into the mic.
I'm a spirit.
No, you're not. Who are you?
I don't know the answer to that. I'm a spirit.
How do you know
being.
you're a spirit? Where do you get that from?
We are all a spirit.
Where do you get that from?
From spirituality.
What? What?
From shamans, from ayahuasca shamans.
Who is Sherman?
Shaman.
Oh,
the
that's the
people
guy
who,
that-
yes, the Colombian shamans.
That's the guy that take STD?
No, he's the shaman that hosts ayahuasca retreats.
Is he the one that
in
gets you
Colombia.
high and makes you think you see God?
It's not high.
What is it? You've done that too?
Yeah, I did 7 times.
I gotta move
What?
on. You a mess. You did a shaman 7 times?
No, I did the ayahuasca 7 times.
You went into outer space,
Not outer space.
but
It's
you were
just
high.
Not high. That's the wrong word to that.
Right, I bet it is.
It's
But-
not high. It's actually.
But you went and saw Jesus.
Well, the first time, yes.
Oh, listen. And so if you saw Jesus, why you still don't have peace?
Well, it's the process of working on yourself.
No. As long as you're getting high, you ain't working on yourself.
It's not high. It's actually an outer experience from. It's not
From the
high.
body.
The word is not high.
Oh, I know. The word is not high, but in the real world, it's high. I understand. But listen, because of time,
Okay.
there's no one or nothing that can cause you to find God until you admit you're evil and go and forgive, and God will change your heart from anger and give you perfect love. And then you can live. And then what He's going to do, He's going to change your nature. He's going to take away fear, loneliness, and doubt, and worries, and insecurity, a need for love. You're not going to want for anything because you will have His nature. And no Sherman and Sherman Mama or anything going to do that. Nothing can do that until God said we should admit we're sinners, we're wrong. And what he means is we have to admit we're evil.
Okay, I'm evil then.
And then he'll change your heart. You have to really see it and mean it, and he will
mean
change
it.
your heart. Speaking to the microphone.
I mean it. I'm evil.
So will you forgive your parents?
Some stuff.
got-
It's gonna take some time. It's not like, well, I do it now. It just takes some time to
Why?
digest. To digest. Digestion takes time.
Oh, to realize how evil you are, you should forgive?
No, to accept everything they did.
You don't need to accept anything they did because what they did was wrong.
Yeah.
Don't accept it. You forgive them. They could not help themselves. Just as you can't help all that mess you've done, you couldn't help yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
Something else was driving you.
Yeah, it went in my subconscious. I do know that. I was unconscious.
Forget about subconscious, unconscious. You were driven by evil.
Okay.
And that evil gave you all those emotions you had, and you reacted. You
Yeah.
overreacted.
That's true.
Your parents did the same thing. They have the same problem, same identical problem. And God will forgive you when you forgive them.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're never going to have peace. You can hang it up.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
All right. I want you to start doing this. Do you know about the silent prayer?
No.
This is better than the Sherman. It does not require you getting high. It requires you to just let go and let God take away all those evil things away from you. I want you to start doing it. Here's the paper, all right?
Oh, okay, thank you.
And stop hating your parents because you're not a pretty picture. All right?
Yeah.
You have never been anything but evil. Every human being is evil. And all this cruelty you see in the world nowadays, it's coming through human beings, just like it's going through you. You're putting it out there. What you are is what you put out into the world, and that's the world you create for yourself. Because you have no love. If you were of love, God's nature, you would put out love, it would come out of you, and your world would be perfect. No matter what someone else's world is, you will be perfect. But you're evil, you have no love. Do you disagree with any of that?
I agree with all of that.
Okay. So forgive your parents. Don't let the devil tell you not to. Forget about conscious and subconscious. That just become a word too, just like the Bible. And everybody started, oh, I'm conscious. It just, you know what I mean? Oh, he is just unconscious, subconscious. And you don't know what you're talking about. You're still miserable. It's just another false identity. That's all it is, and you're still in your misery. If you don't have perfect peace, you have not found God. And the people that talk about consciousness and all that, they are no different than the Christians that talk about the Bible. Or Zamzud Susum man. A Buddha. You can sit up there all day and do the Buddha thing. And sit up there become fat, Buddha fat, right? And still be miserable. Ain't nothing gonna change until your heart changes. And your heart is evil. Every human being heart is wicked. And it's worse than what I can tell you. Wait until you start seeing the evil in you. It's worse than what you imagine. You ain't no good. No human being is good. That's why you must be born again. And it's not going to happen until you admit that you're evil. All right? All right?
Yes.
So what?
Yes.
All right.
I'm evil.
You are.
Okay, so it's good. Okay.
All right? And so don't do anything else about it, but do the silent prayer. So you've been in your mind all your life. And you've been listening to spirits, evil spirits. You've been one with them. And they're called loneliness, needy, wanting, fear and doubt and desperation and judgment. They're called those are those spirits, right? If you watch, when you forgive, you're going to be able to see them. When you do the silent prayer, you're going to see that you're not your thoughts, You're not your emotions. Emotions are evil. There's no such thing as good emotions. And they come from the darkness of your thought, which are evil. And Satan does not know God. And every person that has anger does not know God. They know about him, but they don't know him. They're still evil. And they can say, oh, I'm conscious and all that. They're lying. But when your heart changes, and it will, and you will be able to see, you will no longer identify with these thoughts, and you will be free. You have perfect peace right here on earth. But you got to forgive your parents and yourself. All right?
Okay.
Amazing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, I know you waited a long time.
No, I was going to comment about the thing before, but we've moved on.
About what?
I was going to comment about the legal age thing, but we've moved on, I think.
Oh, what age should boys and girls be able to date?
Well, I was just thinking from a legal perspective, if you are responsible for the actions of that child till he or she's 18, then it's got to be 18, because otherwise, when I'm taking care of the grandbaby, I mean, that can't happen.
Should they have made a law that says at age, you're not an adult until 18? Should they have passed a law like that? They did, yeah. Should they have done that?
I don't know. I mean, it's pretty arbitrary to have that as the cutoff. I don't think they should have. No.
And why not?
Because it's random. It's not. There's no logic to it. There's no science to it. It's just a random date, a random age. Yeah.
I agree. What do you think about that? What age should they date?
I think it's more about their maturity and emotional maturity and understanding what you've been going over, emotions and thoughts, are they being guided by that? And because if they're still emotional and evil, then it's just two animals. When should animals date? Like, they haven't awakened to...
And so what age is mature enough to date?
I think it's independent of age. I don't know when they reach a maturity and righteousness. So
what?
Like, they are aware of the thoughts and the emotions, and if they're holding resentment towards people, then
So
they could
what
be 40.
age should you be? When are you old enough to get married or date? When are you mature enough to date? At what age?
I don't think it's an age, because I think there's older people, mature people in age, advanced in years, but they're not mature enough to date. Like, they can do it legally and all of that, but it's just going to be a mess until they overcome the evil in them. So if a man is young, he's 18 or 17 or whatever, if he's overcome that, I haven't witnessed that in somebody, but then he would be old enough.
But 18-year-old men are not mature at all.
That's true.
The women tend to mature quite faster than the men do.
Well, in what way are we saying mature? I think that she's still gripped by evil and emotions. I don't. If we're saying she's less gripped by evil, she's still immature.
So what now?
Like, mature in what sense is she matured sooner? Because she's
in
still
the same sense that the man is.
Yeah, he has
they
to
both
overcome.
are immature.
Yes.
But she's a little bit more mature than the guy is because she knows how to play him.
I mean, she's more conniving. She's more clever. She's more experienced.
She's
at
more
manipulate.
cunning.
Yeah, she's more cunning.
Right.
I don't know if that makes her more mature. Not in the way that we're talking, like
Right.
to be ready to date.
And so you don't know what age.
At whatever age that they've overcome the evil in them.
But they're going to be like 99 and 990 years.
Yeah.
That may not ever happen for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that.
Okay. Yes, sir. And then here. I know you just waiting to talk.
Okay, I think in general, the push of civilization in dealing with this question is kind of wanting to get back to the point where it kind of matches nature a little bit better. So I would say the overall goal of, say, as dating is really just breeding, right? So it'd be nice to have the women spiritually mature enough by their parents who are getting direction from God, the father or, God, father, that stack, that she is mature enough spiritually to be considered a woman and motherly by the time she is breeding age. So maybe even 13 or 14. And then the men needing to be a little bit older so that they can create industry and guide society. They need to be guided to be strong men in the same way. And maybe that means that men need to become men and be guided by their parents in society and ready to marry by the age of possibly 16 or 17, meaning they're independent, they're strong, they know their place in the world, they have an industry.
But if the women had to wait for that, they ain't gonna never get married.
But I mean, I'm just talking about, and then, so if that's the ideal, breeding age of woman is 13, maybe the men should be mature by 16 or 17. We're obviously not at that place in America, but dealing with all of our social problems to get back to that point. Realistically, in America, people aren't really ready to be parents until they're in their 30s, which is super sad. But idealistically, we need to push that back to 13 and 17, in my mind.
Oh, okay. Yes, sir. And then here.
Yeah, I just think that's an interesting what he was saying. I wonder if, because of all the coddling we've done as a culture, as a society, that's why we're now getting to the point of 30s, we're ready to have kids. If there was no backstop, if there was no it could, because we don't allow people to fail, at that age. If there was no birth control, right, and you got pregnant at 13 or 14, and there was no, then we would maybe advance as a society. But we have coddled the entire mama spirit is over the entire world, or at least America. Yeah.
Why are you holding her? You scared?
No, we always hold hands.
Why?
Because I like the way she feels.
Oh, you feel comfortable, huh?
Yeah, I do.
That
But
mama
I'm comfortable
love.
with out holding her hands as well.
What?
I'm comfortable either way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Amazing. What age, because of time, what age do you think young people should be allowed to date?
Well, I believe that they should be allowed to date around the age of 25.
25?
Because right after they get out of high school, I feel like when they're 18, they should be able to work. And they should be able to work and then at least be able to support each other first.
Right.
And I advise them to, especially as men, to go look advice for other guys who've been in a relationship for a very long time. At least spend those years and understand,
But you can't get advice from anyone that's been in a relationship because they're all miserable. The man that's been married for 50 years is miserable. They hate one another.
I understand. But that's why, I looked for guys who are successful with relationships, like my brother here,
You're
who
not
are
going to
successful.
find that. No such thing.
No such thing.
What? Well, sorry.
Well, I believe at what age you should date. Yeah, because the law says 18.
What?
And the law says that at 18 they should be able to
Should
date.
they have made a law like that? Should they have made a law like that?
Should have made a law like that. No, I don't think they should have.
And why not?
At 18, I still feel like you're still very immature.
But why they should not have made a law that says you have to be 18 before you date?
Why they shouldn't? No, because I think you're just still too young at 18 years old. Because
And so you should be at least what age?
I believe at least 25.
25.
Yeah.
What? But they're as crazy at 18 as they are at 25. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I still feel like they will have more life experience, especially in the culture
At
we have
18?
today. No, at age of 25, you'll have
Be
more
at
life
age
experience.
25?
Huh?
Really?
Yeah, if they're in the workforce and they're able to actually go out to the world.
Oh, in the workforce.
They're no longer living with their parents like that, and they actually experience life, then they can actually now be able to date.
This is so interesting to me. I realize there's so much, it's mind-blowing. Do you still have anger?
Do I still have anger?
I'm sorry?
I have a bit of anger, yeah.
Do you still have anger? He's like, I have been angry. That's not the question. Do you still have anger?
in me. Yes, and I'm working to get it out of me.
Do you still have anger?
Yes.
Yes. Why don't you drop it now, just like that? Why not just drop it?
Okay, I can drop it.
I'm sorry?
It's possible, yeah, I can drop it.
Why don't you drop it?
I can drop it. It's
They
dropped.
can't hear you around the world.
Yeah, I can drop it. It's dropped.
It's dropped right now?
Yeah.
So you have no more anger now.
No, I don't have no anger.
How did you drop it right now? For those who won't drop theirs.
No, I realized that I'm not so important. Like,
So what?
Like I realized that I don't have to make myself so. The ego doesn't have to get in the way of me being so important. So
Have you forgiven your mother?
yeah, I have.
You went to her?
Yeah, I have.
And what did you say to her?
I told her, I said, I understand as growing up, like you tried your best to raise me, but you messed me up, growing up. But I forgive you for all that because I know you tried your best.
Did you apologize for hating her?
Did I apologize for hating her? No, I did not apologize for hating her.
And then you haven't forgiven. Why do you apologize? Because the issue with you and every individual is that they have anger and they don't know that anger is hatred, and anyone that has hatred is separated from God to be their own God. That's why they make decisions. They think they know what they want. They judge themselves and others. You think you can fix yourself and other people, you are playing God. And the only way you're going to enter into the heaven with the true God, you got to stop playing God. And you're not going to stop doing that until you stop hating. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So you got to apologize for hating her.
Yeah, I agree. Because there was some situations where I feel like she was trying to control. No, a lot she was trying to control
Absolutely.
me. Like control. Like even when I wanted to move out of and go out to the world, do my own thing, she was just like wanting me to stay home. And like even now, like all the time, I'm hearing she's always like thinking about me, like telling my parents, why didn't he call me? I'm like, I have my own life, but I just got to go and just tell her, like you said, I'm gonna let her know that I apologize for hating her.
Yeah, you're wrong for hating her.
Yeah.
She couldn't help herself. That's why what she's doing to you, her mother did it to her.
Yeah.
And you're going to do the same thing because you're just like her, until you forgive her so God can change your spirit.
Right.
And then you will become aware. You're not going to be conscious any other way until you can forgive, and God will cause you to be conscious. You can't make yourself be conscious. Did you forgive your father?
Yeah, I talked to my father. I forgave him as well.
And you apologize for resenting him?
Yeah, I did. I told him. I sat down with him and I told him, "Hey, I understand that you tried your best, but I've still felt some resentment towards you because I was making actions like my headway to the world, and I felt like you had your own plan. You had your own plan projecting on me what you wanted, and I forgive you for that."
So you told me you're sorry for hating? It's not enough to say, oh, I forgive you. People that say, I forgive you, don't mean it. They turn right around and hate you again. They say, I forgive you, and as soon as you disagree with them or say something to them to hurt their little feelings, the forgiveness is out of the window. But when you say I'm wrong, when you can see that I'm wrong for hating you, then your heart will change and the world can't touch you. Forgiveness is not the answer. Admitting you're wrong for judging, playing God.
Amen.
All right?
Yeah, I'll have a talk with him soon then.
So now?
I have a talk with him
Okay.
very soon, yeah.
And then you'll be free.
All right.
And then watch those thoughts and everything will change by itself. Any questions about anything?
Any questions? Yes, I have a question. So what is there such thing as righteous anger? Like the way that Jesus, the way that he was saw the people selling in was selling in his father's house.
There is righteous anger, but I want to encourage you not to even think about that at this point.
All right.
Because you will never know what it is until your heart is free and God changed your nature. Otherwise, the thought will tell you what it means, and you'll walk around thinking you have righteous anger. When you get to a point where there's no you and no more thinking, you will know what righteous anger is.
Okay.
So forget about righteous anger for now.
Okay.
Don't put that on your mind.
All right.
Because the devil will use that against you.
Makes sense.
All right, so don't think about that. That
All right,
make
yeah.
sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
The devil will have you think you have righteous anger and you won't. Just like the devil can make you think you're conscious and you're not. He'll say, "Oh yeah, you conscious." "Oh yeah, you didn't yell at that woman today. You conscious," and you'll believe it. You cannot, to know God, you cannot have any thinking at all. Zero thinking. No ideas, no thinking, no plan. You just have to live. So drop all that too.
Okay.
What do you think about that? That makes sense?
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Amazing, huh?
Yeah.
So stop being a beta. All right. This young lady, real fast, I can't believe this meeting is over, but I got something I want to tell you. Why can't you follow your husband? Why won't you follow your husband all the time?
Well, like I said, I do try to, and I do believe that that's true and important. But to answer your question, when I struggle with it, it's because of my own will and probably because of anger. And like I want my own way.
And when you say you struggle with it, give me an example of what you mean.
Well, just like if I am offended or upset about something and I want that acknowledged and I want to express that or something like that. That's about as far as my disobedience goes, that I act in an unpleasant manner and I want him to like apologize to me or something, and it's me trying to exert my will in that instance.
And how do you know that's true, that that's what you're doing?
Well, I'm not sure, but perhaps it's because the feeling is so strong that I'm overtaken by emotion, so therefore it's not coming from a true place. It's coming from an emotional place.
And how do you know that's true?
Well, because it feels emotional. I mean, how else do I recognize my own emotions other than that that's how it feels?
So why don't you drop all thoughts? And that way you would never have to deal with emotions at all about anything.
Yeah, well, after hearing you today, I want to. That's what I'm going to do if I can remember it next time. But in the moment, it's because I guess it's because I want to be right and somebody else wrong. In the moment, that's what's going on.
And who want to be right?
I guess it's the devil. I guess it's the voice in my head that's telling me to do that.
You're not sure about that?
Well, I think it's my own voice, right? It tricks us. But now that I'm reflecting, hearing you talk, yeah, it's probably not my true voice.
How does your husband deal with you when you're not obeying him? How does he deal with that?
Well, usually it makes him mad.
I'm sorry?
Usually it makes him mad.
And then when he gets angry, what does he do?
He yells.
He yell?
Yeah.
Why you pat him? Take your hands off.
No, because I think it's funny and I
Don't comfort him, mama. Let him feel what he got to feel right now. All right?
Well, but see, you asking me this right now in front of all these people, I feel like you are putting me in a situation to like shame him. Like and I don't feel like that's good.
Oh, you feel like I'm putting you in a situation to shame him?
Well, potentially. Like
And
we're
why?
talking about intimate things in front of a group of people, and I'm okay talking about my stuff, but I don't feel right. Like that doesn't feel like it's under the umbrella of obedience to be talking about some of it, in front of people.
You don't feel that it's under the umbrella of obedience, you say?
Obedience, yeah. Is it obedient
when
of
you
me?
talk about his weakness,
Right,
you
like
feel
publicly.
like you're being disobedient?
Right.
And Who is feeling that way?
I'm feeling
Which
that
is
way.
better for you to know in your private life that he is weak and you get mad and get angry and you love it, or pointing it out so he can overcome it? Which is better for him?
To point it out privately.
What?
To point it out,
But
not in public.
You're never going to point it out privately.
We do. We
Because you
talk
love
about
that thrill. It doesn't change. You don't mean it.
I think we get better. I think
No, you're difficult.
I'm sure that's true as well.
So let me ask this because of time. I can't believe the time is over. Let me ask, have you forgiven your parents?
Yes. And no, I did it because he told me about this a long time ago when we were dating, and I did. I sat down with both of them, and I think I even told both of them that I apologized for resenting them. However, I don't know that I truly meant it.
Well,
you know what
didn't.
I mean? Because I'm afraid that it was like a sort of surface level, like here, this guy told me to say these lines, so I'm going to say these lines,
That's
but I don't
the
know if
wrong reason to do it. You have
Right.
to see for yourself that you're evil.
Yeah.
And when you see it, you're going to want to overcome it.
Yeah.
And then you will go and apologize for doing that. But
Yeah.
you got to see for yourself. Do you see that you're evil?
Yes.
What?
In the way, yes. In the way, that word means a lot of different things to different people. But if I understand that it is, that I'm being controlled by the devil, that trying to convince me that it's real, and being in this world, this hellish world instead of the spirit world, then yes, I do see that.
Well, you see it wrong.
Okay.
You're breaking it down to make yourself feel better.
Okay.
Evil is evil. And it means that you're nasty and wicked and cunning, cannot be trusted, and you play your husband like a fiddle. You playing a game. All of us got to see, men and women, got to see that they're wicked to the core, and everything they do is a game.
Mm-hmm.
It's about self and never about anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
It's a game that they're dancing with the devil, and they're deceiving you as you're deceiving him.
Mm-hmm.
And not just because I said it, you need to see it for yourself, and that's what God means. We got to admit that we're sinners.
Mm-hmm.
That we have sinned, meaning playing God. And it's not about your vices, it's about the heart. Every human being's heart is wicked. And that's why you give your husband so much hell, and you love the fact he get angry, and he loves getting angry. He has no love. Because if he didn't, he would have dropped his anger and deal with your anger, your hell, by not dealing with it. He will leave you in your hell and let you suffer and not feel a thing about it. And if you're like, well, I'm gonna leave. You don't love me. You don't care about that emotion. I'm all ticked off and you don't care. And he would be like, okay, bye. Nice knowing you. And wouldn't miss a step because he will have perfect love. And you don't have love and he doesn't either. That's why he's still getting mad at you. He ain't conscious. He know about it. He heard about it. Like you do with the Bible, he heard about Jesus. But he's not conscious yet. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to touch him. He wouldn't be bothered by your mess at all because he would have understanding. He would know that it's not you, it's the hell in you, and it could move heaven. Heaven cannot move, hell cannot move heaven.
But just like I can tell my parents that I forgive them and not fully mean it,
That's why you
somebody
shouldn't do
can
it.
act like they can't be touched.
What?
Somebody can act like they're not angry, they're not going to get involved in your emotional stuff, but it can be as much of a performance as me talking to my parents. It can be not
What does that
coming
have to
from
do
a
with
place
you?
of love. I'm just saying that somebody can act like they're
What
not
does that have
touched
to do
by
with your hell? Don't worry about how he acts or don't act. Don't worry about someone else. You
Yeah.
are your own world.
Right.
The devil just told you that. Well, somebody can act like they're not. You listen to the devil right now, and he's taking you away from the present. The devil just told you that. Oh, well, somebody can act like The thoughts are telling you that, and you think that they're your own. And you've blurted it out that to take your eyes off yourself. The devil doesn't want you to see how wicked you are. So he tries to make you look on the outside at other people. If somebody else is acting like that, it ain't your business. It's not even your concern. You are concerned about your own soul.
Sure.
Well, you should be.
Sure, yeah.
Even if your husband pretended he wasn't angry, that's on him. You work on you. You are your world. Your husband can't do anything about your world.
Right.
He can't bring you out. Only the Spirit of the Father can. And he will come in, he will come down, and he will bring you out of this false hell you've been living in all your life, and he will make you free. But you got to put your eyes on you. Don't worry about somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
You see how the devil told you that? Well, that conversation was about you. It wasn't about anybody else. Do you see the thoughts came and told you that?
I do understand what you're saying, and I do appreciate that I need to focus on me.
Did you notice that the thoughts told you that, or did you think that those were your words or your thinking?
I'll go with you on this
No,
one.
don't go with me.
Yeah.
You got to see it for yourself.
Okay.
Did you think you came up with those words and thoughts, or did the devil tell you that?
I did think that I came up with it.
Be
That is
honest,
true.
absolutely, and you didn't.
Okay.
It didn't come from you. It came straight out of hell, and you took credit for it. The farce you did. But the devil told you that.
Okay.
To take you away from you, and well, other people just pretending. What did it have to do with you, and what does that have to do with this? Do y'all see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to watch those voices that speak, talk through you. You have never had an idea. You have never come up with a plan or nothing. Every word that you have spoken has come from the wickedness of your heart, and it was never you.
Mm.
But you've been thinking that with you all your life, and you become one with the devil. That's why I want all of you work on yourself, pay attention to the voices that talk through you, and stop calling them you, so that you could overcome this false identity. Every word that proceeds from your mouth is coming from the wickedness of your heart. And then when that changes, and it will if you stay with it, every word that comes through you will be from the heart again, but God's heart, and will be of love.
Thank you. The silent prayer, not to make it a formula, but like how long at like minimum or should that practice be?
You can start out 5, 10, 15 minutes, and then because the devil's not going to like the fact that you can see him.
Mm.
The devil misery is not going to want you to see its misery. It's not going to want you to see the thrills you get. You know how you get those thrills when you make your husband mad? You keep going at him until you finally get him upset, and then you feel good. You're like, whew, I got him. That's evil. And God's going to let you see that. And you're not going to call it you anymore. And then he's going to let you see loneliness, depression, and everything. And he will take them all away from you, and they will be no more. And you will have a clear mind, no more thinking. You would just live in the presence of God without thinking about it. It would be no more thinking, because all thoughts are evil about anything.
Mm-hmm.
You want a clear mind. What do you think about that? So do this silent prayer, and you got to forgive your parents, though.
Okay.
Not because I said, but because you see that you are angry at them, and anger is hatred. They just softened the word over the years. They used to call it hatred. But see it so the Father can take it away from you. And your husband can't do anything about that. I don't care if we go to work 80 jobs. He can point it out when you're acting that way and say, look, evil coming through you right now. You're angry. But he can't do anything else about it. He could go to work and work till the cows come home, and you will still be in hell. He can work on himself, but if you don't work on yourself, you'll still be in hell. And then the darkness in you will hate the light in him, and you will work overtime to put it out.
Mm.
You got to get him angry so you can put out the light. Or make him feel good so you can put out the light. And if he's not seeing what's going on, he'll fall for it. Amazing, huh?
Yeah.
who are a mess. And so, who are you? Because you said, I feel like I'm embarrassing him or something like that by showing that he's weak in public. Well, you didn't say weak, you said beta, right?
No.
Who are you that's feeling that way? Who's feeling that?
I'm afraid this is some sort of trick question or something. I think, and that might be a red flag, I think that it is the part of me that is of this world but wants to be a good wife and a godly wife. But I guess that's still me, and that's not the piece of the Father coming through me.
You need to forget all that. All that is in your mind, you try to live up to it, it ain't gonna never happen. Wherever you picked up this little conscious thing at, I'm trying to be, you need to drop it. You holding on to it, and it's intellectual. And that makes you dumb and stupid. Sorry. But we're all stupid when we have anger, we live in our imagination. Who are you? We ain't playing around this year. We're gonna deal with the devil. If y'all don't like me, okay. Who are you?
I feel like you're looking for a right answer, and I don't know what the answer is. And who am I? I don't know how to answer that.
So you don't know who you are?
I guess not. I mean, from the conversation today, I guess I don't.
Before the conversation, did you think you know who you were?
Yes.
And who did you think you were?
The thoughts in my head.
Yeah. You're not your thoughts.
Yeah.
Even the thing that told you about embarrassing him, that's not you. Even the thing that told you, oh, this is a trick question, those are thoughts. Those are lies. And you're believing them because you're not seeing them. And as long as you believe them, you can't be helped by God. You got to be working on yourself so he can cause you to catch them and not call them you. There is no you. And everything you felt today about his situation, whatever, was not you. It was all evil. And it was not love or anything. You are identified with evil and call it you. There is no you. You don't feel anything. You are not your thoughts. You are not your body. You are not those emotions at all, except you identify with them, and God is trying to take them away from you and give you true identity. And you don't know what that is at this point. What do you think about that?
It's good.
What?
It's good.
Does it make sense?
Is that another trick question?
See how the devil talking to us? Does it make sense or not?
Yes, it does.
It does?
Yes.
Okay. You got to stop responding to the devil. And you don't have to. You can live in your hell until the cows come home. But I recommend you start do the silent prayer, forgive your parents, and don't hold this thing against you because there's no one there to hold the thing against. So you can be free.
Okay.
Do you disagree with anything I've said?
No, I don't.
You don't disagree with anything?
No.
The fact that you're really evil and nasty and wicked. What?
Yeah, I think the devil is.
No,
And if
we talk about you.
I know, but you...
Let's stay it on you so you can see it. You're still trying to find an escape.
But you said that that's not me.
It's not, but I don't want you to start saying that.
Right.
Because you're one with the devil right now.
Yes, I understand that. And so, yes, I am evil.
Right. And so now that you see that and admitted it, God will, especially when you forgive your parents, God will bring you out of it. And then you don't have to say it's me anymore. You can say it's not me until you don't have to say it anymore. That makes sense?
Yes.
So, husband, what's your first name? I'm sorry.
Samuel.
When you think about what you just heard from your wife right now and the fact you get angry when she's acting that way.
Yeah, I do react to it sometimes. I mean, I understand the situation. I believe from, I think I understand the situation, and I agree with what you're saying. And, you know, everybody is all on their own between them and the Father
Yeah.
to realize this. And we actually talk about that too, that we are married, and we rely on each other in practical ways, but it really is our own mission. She really is on her own to make it to the Father, and I actually can't help her. And we talk about that, and I know that I'm
So
on
why
my
do you
own.
get angry at her at any time when the devil comes out of her?
I don't have perfect peace, I guess.
And why not?
I obviously the answer is that I don't want it at that time, right? I mean, there's no other answer other
Why
than
don't you drop your anger so you can have her be done with anger?
it feels like I come in and out of it. I know you maybe don't.
I understand that.
But it's like I am working on that and working on myself, and I
By
notice
doing what?
by being silent, pretty much.
Okay,
Like
I
when
wanna-
things
I-
happen, just being silent and
No.
letting them pass
You got
through.
homework to do. I want to encourage all of you to stay present by paying attention to when
Mm-hmm.
thoughts come. And if you don't catch them, you're going to feel something.
Yeah.
But what I want you to start doing at all time, practice being still and watch those thoughts so you can catch them before the feeling come.
Yeah.
You can't have the feelings unless you have the thoughts. It's not enough to just say you're conscious, right?
Mm-hmm.
You will know you're present when you can catch those spirits before they can cause a reaction. And then it will be taken away.
Yeah, and I think that in a weird way, that time of not having the emotions and watching like hell or turmoil pass by and not getting stuck in it and not getting pulled into it and staying back and being emotionless, I feel like that is the essence of true love. Just not being emotional and watching the hell
No,
pass
don't feel
by.
that way either. You can't have an opinion, man. You're still making up all this in your head.
That makes
You
sense.
cannot have an opinion about that at all. When you hear it, let it go through one ear because it's going to stick and it become
Yeah.
intellectual and you won't be able to live it. You
I can
just
see
love
that.
talking about it. So what?
I can see that.
Yeah, you can't, the intellect hate God. It has nothing in common with God. And it will identify as a God and have you saying all this stuff and still be miserable. Don't hold on to any of that. Even what you heard today, don't hold on to it. Let it go in one and out the other, then you would know it for yourself and you'll be free.
I can see that.
Yeah. So I want you to encourage you to practice being present so you can catch those thoughts. And then they would disappear. Because the light of God, which causes you to catch them, would take them away from you. They are spirits. They are evil, dark spirits that hate God. And they live in your thoughts.
I do experience moments without those spirits, and I do recognize them, and it is beautiful. And that's what I'm seeking more of, is those moments without.
Well, then just be aware of those thoughts, and your whole life, you'll be made one. You'll be made whole, and your whole life will be that way. You will live that way naturally. And you will forget about the past. You will not remember the way you used to be. It wouldn't exist no more.
Right. Well, thank you.
You're welcome,
That's
brother.
insightful.
And stop trying to find comfort in her and hold her hands and carry on. See, that's mama's love. And she knows that you're feeling good holding her hand.
Well,
and
I
that's
mean-
keeping her in hell. Hold her hand when you don't need to.
Right, right.
Yeah. Don't hold her to make her feel good or make you
Certainly.
feel good.
I don't think I need to hold her hand, for sure. And we do it out of not need, if that's, if that's your...
So let me just say, thank you. Any question about that?
No, I really appreciate it.
Any
Thank you.
disagreement?
It's amazing.
Is there a disagreement?
No.
Oh, okay. No. And so do you see you're still evil?
I do.
Yeah. Evil to the core, just like your mama.
Right.
Yeah. Amazing, huh?
It is amazing. It really is amazing.
Let me say this because of time. With the story with the young girl dating at 15 and the boy was 16, had the mother been right from the beginning, had the mother had love and been an example for the children, she would have never had that situation with the daughter at all. The daughter would not have been looking for love had she been given true love from her father and her mother. She was only looking for love from the boyfriend because she's yearning for the father, and the daughter is yearning for the father too. But instead of the mother realizing that she's playing God, now she's going to make it be the way she wanted it to be. And it's never going to work because she's not even that way. And she's trying to make it be the way mama wanted, and she drove the girl to suicide. It just got worse. When your kids, there should never be a law that says kids cannot date at 15. The government don't have a right to tell you when and when not to let your kids date. I'm glad we didn't have that law. I started dating at 15. I'm glad we didn't have that law. Our parents told us, okay, I told you not to do that, and if you do it, you got to deal with it. And if we made a baby, grandma didn't take care of that baby. That gal had to stay home and raise that baby, and she was 10, but she learned a lesson from it. Or the guys would be afraid of a shotgun wedding. They didn't tell you, okay, dating is fine. They didn't tell you to do it or not to do it, right? You learn. I'm glad I was able, and don't go dating anymore, boy. But you have to learn because your parents were not perfect and they set you on a path of destruction. And so now you got to learn through this path of destruction, and the parents need to let you learn it. They can't stop you from learning hell because they're in hell. How you going to stop hell when you're in hell? This mother was in hell, she was evil, and she tried to stop evil from happening through her daughter when she's already put it there. Isn't that amazing? So it's like, okay, daughter, I told you not to date at 15, but you're going to do it. It's not my responsibility. Don't do it, but if you're going to do it, it's on you. And let her learn the hard way now. She stopped her learning, the child committed suicide. The mother imposed her will on it. I'm so out of time. This was an amazing. Any question about what you've heard today or disagreement? Yes, sir, real fast.
No. More than anything, I think she has the original Crazy Lady beat for the spot.
What?
She has the original Crazy Lady beat for the spot. But one of the things that I did
What?
notice, she has the original Crazy Lady beat for the spot.
Yeah, leave
Oh,
it
me
alone,
too.
man.
Yeah.
Don't-
No, but I'm saying one of the
don't do
things.
that.
One of the things that I noticed was
This is
that.
not a time for that.
Oh no.
Yeah,
One of
you
the
have to
things-
do that when the time happens naturally. You can't just try to be funny.
No. I'm saying it just.
This
it-
lady is serious about what she's doing.
Okay, no, but I'm saying one of the things that
you
I
don't
noticed.
see me joking with her.
No, okay, gotcha. One of the things I
You
noticed,
understand
I
that?
had that same spirit.
You understand that?
Yes, sir, I understand.
Okay.
I had that same spirit towards my dad for a long time, and it's not crazy. I guess it's crazy to us because you don't see it until you're out of it, and for the meantime, you don't care who you bring down with you, but then when you do and you want to go make amends, it's a little too late.
Yeah.
I think so. I don't know if that's correct.
Let them learn the hard way now. They have to suffer.
Yeah.
Because the parents failed them. If you had been right, your kids would be right. The kids are wrong because you're wrong. Amazing. Yes, sir. What's on your mind?
No, I'm just taking it all in.
Did this help today?
Yeah.
What one little thing you got from it today that you didn't realize before?
I kind of always wrestled, and I've heard you say it before, like we're all kind of in our own, it's up to us to kind of have our own responsibility of how to go through life. But my only thing that I kind of have concern about is like, there's 8 billion people on the planet. We have to kind of figure out a way to deal with each other and live with each other. How can we do that if we are in our own little
Good
worlds,
question. You deal with people by not figuring out how to deal with them. Don't try to. You just work on your world because all of your troubles are in your world. And you're projecting it out into the world. And so it's like, let's say you're a mean person, right? And you can walk in a room because that is inside of you, and you project that out, and people see that you're mean.
Right.
Because that's in you. It's not out there. It's in you. And so you deal with you, and the light will show you how to deal with others because you will have understanding.
You don't think that can kind of turn into like a little bit of a narcissistic way of life?
What will?
Like living in your own. Like I know I get the sentiment behind it. Like you're ultimately responsible to yourself in this world, but I don't know. I feel like with that mindset, it's not a far degree to go into like a bit of a narcissistic.
That's amazing.
You know what I mean?
When you live in your own world,
Yeah.
you are living in hell, you're controlled by hell.
Right.
Or you're living in heaven, you're controlled by heaven. And in heaven, there is no mindset, there is no narcissistic stuff. You just have perfect love. And you're going to deal with every human being with perfect love. You will see how to do it.
Gotcha.
But don't let the devil tell you, oh, well, you're in your own world, you just about yourself, you're narcissistic, and you're this and that. That's not true.
Okay.
You're one with the Father, and the Father would treat, the way He's treating you is the way you treat everyone, including your enemy. You would not hate them. You would understand.
Okay.
And you would deal with them. But you got to have love. God is love. There's no pain in God. And you, as His sons and daughters, you are not supposed to have pain. You're not supposed to have fear. Satan is your God when you have that. That makes sense a little bit? So
Yeah,
come out, the devil telling you that, don't believe that.
Okay.
You can't be in your own world, you're just thinking about you.
Well, it's not that. I know we're out of time, but like I still feel like I don't know. Maybe it's just I just came back to LA at the beginning of the year, and it's just like I almost forgot like LA people kind of have a much different kind of narcissistic mindset, you know.
LA people are no different than people around the world. I
Yeah.
counsel with people around the world, men, and they're all the same.
Fair enough.
They're all the same. They're evil, and they're about themselves, and they don't care. They have no love.
That's true.
All human beings, until they work on themselves to overcome it. It's
But-
not just in LA.
And I'll be real quick with this last
You
point.
can have perfect peace right here in LA if you stop judging.
But
You are judging the people in LA.
I guess
You walk around, oh, look at them. They're so, they're so narcissistic. They think they're better. You're judging. You have no love.
But don't we need to like be in some sort of community with each other, like in order to like maintain society? You know what I mean?
So everybody already in community with another, nothing but hell.
Like affect. All right. Like.
No, man.
Okay.
What the?
I don't know.
You want to be one with what is right and live that life.
Okay.
Don't try to fit in any community, be one with no one, and yet you're going to love everyone and treat them perfectly.
I got you.
What?
I got you.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Stop judging the people, man. I'm in LA.
I'm not judging.
I'm better than these people. They think, look at them.
I'm discerning.
They moving stars. What a beta. Stop judging. You don't want to judge with thoughts, sight, or words, or emotions, or gestures, or anything.
Yeah.
Stop judging.
Yeah.
You're not God.
I got you.
Stop judging, man. And enjoy yourself in LA. I love LA. I don't agree with all the mess going on, but I understand evil now. And people are evil. All right?
I feel you.
Stay out of your head. Are you doing the silent prayer?
I got to get back into it. I haven't done it.
Are you doing the silent prayer?
No.
What?
No.
I rest my case. See? People don't do what you tell them to do. You tell them the way out, they're not going to take it. I'm out of time.
Thanks, Jason.
Brand new biblical question. So we did not get to the other one. I'll do it tomorrow. How do you trust God? That was the biblical question, right? Yeah. We didn't get to it. You can call into the show tomorrow and tell what you think. The brand new biblical question. I forgot, James. That's what I call on white people. Help me.
What good have you gotten out of religion?
What good have you gotten out of religion? Let me see the hands of religious people. One honest one. None of y'all religious anymore? 2. Can I see 3? 3. Can I get 4? Why y'all rejecting that you're religious? Thank you. What good have you gotten out of religion? That's the biblical question, all right? We'll do last week, different question tomorrow. We'll do the super chats and all that. Get on this straight and narrow, folks. Listen, I'm black and slow. And so I'm telling you what has been shown to me. I'm not making it up. If you forgive your parents, especially your mother, because all who are born through the mother must forgive her in order to be born through of the spirit of the Father. So you got to forgive. And then do the silent prayer, rebuildingtheman.com. So this is you, and God will bring you out of the spirits of thoughts and emotions and worry and loneliness and all that, right? Anger and all that. He will. You can't learn this. Do not learn it. Do not just say it and repeat it because somebody else said it, because I said it. You need to see it for yourself. And you can, but you got to work on you. You are responsible for your health. Thanks for your donation, your super chats. I really appreciate it. Bye. Thank y'all. Amazing. So we'll do the offering, and I want to welcome the first time. If you should just hold quiet just for